Celebrity MasterChef has announced the final 3 after an emotional challenge for this year's stars. The 4 finalists, Strictly's Vito Coppola, Craig Doyle, Rochenda Sandall and Harry Aikines-Aryeetey, were asked to create a dish inspired by someone special in their lives. It was Harry's disjointed dessert dedicated to his mum that failed to fully impress the judges, John Turode and Greg Wallace, and cost him his place in the 2024 final. It was a tough decision for John and Greg, who acknowledged the tremendous efforts of the celebrities and praised Harry's abilities as well as those of his co-stars. The Gladiators' star's apple and plum oat crumble, served with baked meringue and vanilla custard, was cracking but incorporated too many elements that didn't necessarily belong together, the judges found. Craig also risked not making it to the final round due to a mistake. Right before serving his lemon tart with Italian meringues, a dish inspired by his wife and children, he realized he'd sprinkled salt on his tart instead of sugar, causing the top to not torch properly. "This mirrors my life so much," Craig said. "I'm the clumsiest, most forgetful person you'll ever meet." Despite the salt having assaulted the tart, as John put it, both judges thought that the dessert was Craig's best-looking dish in the competition so far, and believed it earned the presenter the chance to go ahead. After tasting Rochenda and Vito's dishes, John and Greg immediately agreed on promoting them to the next round. The Line of Duty star came up with a pasta dish for her partner Mark, looking back on their trip to San Sebastian. Her crab, tomato and leek tagliatelle with squid ink tile were delicious, with Greg finding the pasta beautifully fine. Vito honored his late uncle with a Neapolitan pastiera, a ricotta-filled tart served with lemon and orange creme patissiere. Greg called the dessert a stunningly well-made tart, whilst John said, "It's blood, it's brave, and I watched you made it with love." After Harry's elimination, the final 3 went to cook at a chef's table under Michelin-starred chef Adam Smith. The trio headed to Coworth Park in Berkshire to work on a 3-course meal for Smith's chef pals and try their hand at some of the most complex dishes they'd ever have to cook. Vito was on starters, in charge of Smith's most famous entree, Cornish turbot with poached lobster and truffle mousse, topped with lobster medallion and caviar and served with Romanesco cauliflower and bonito puree. For the menu's main, Craig had to cook Smith's salt-aged Yorkshire lamb served with sweetbread and lamb's tongue mousse and braised morels, sheep's cheese cream and a herby crust. Rochenda was on desserts, replicating Smith's chocolate layered pudding made with a brownie base, a salted caramel mousse, cocoa nib whipped ganache and tempered chocolate swirls. After impressing the pros, the trio were ready to head back to the kitchen for tomorrow's, September 20th, finale. Who's going to lift the trophy?